Bill Donahue is the goofball leader of the irrelevant Catholic League, and he went on the possibly even more irrelevant Newsmax TV to talk about liberalism and Islam, and listen to the claim that he makes.
Rosie O'Donnell, another one of these ex-Catholics, they are the worst Catholic bashers in the country. Same with Whoopi Goldberg. And they're always bashing us. If they only showed 1 ounce of the sensitivity to Catholics that they show to Muslims, I wouldn't even have a job.
And why? Why did they? We got 30. Why did they not? Why did they show that sensitivity to Muslims? Why are they so on board with that?
I happen to think that
are they afraid?
I think that's only part of it. I think there's also a sense here. A lot of these people really don't like America. What does Islam have in common with the left? Maybe not in terms of ideology, but in terms of an animus against this country. And I think it's palpable, and they don't like Jews either. And I'm so fed up with these phonies. Chris Hayes on MSNBC, they don't care at all about Catholic bashing. In fact, they contribute to it.
Liberals hate Jews? Okay. You do know that 69% of the Jewish vote went to Obama in the last election. In fact, every election, it's overwhelming that Jewish Americans support Democrats. So how exactly do liberals hate Jews? Jews are liberal! No, but this guy, I mean, he's the perfect encapsulation of the moron right-winger. Like, there's empirical evidence and data and facts out there, and he doesn't read it, he doesn't know it, and he just talks out of his ass. Yeah, let me tell you something, these damn liberals, they hate Jews. Even though the Jews are liberals. So they hate themselves, self-hating Jews. You do know that real anti-Semites in America, it's the far right-wing white supremacists. Okay, the KKK, for example, their big thing is we hate minorities, we hate black people, we hate Jews. What, are the KKK going to Code Pink rallies? Are they Rachel Maddow fans? Okay, also, why do many Christians pretend to love Jews? And let's be clear, they're pretending. At least for the fundamentalists, to be specific. Why? Why are they so close with them? Maybe it's because in the Bible, Israel belongs to the Jews, and that's where Jesus returns and kills almost all of the Jews. So you want to talk about a love-hate relationship. The Christians are using the Jews because, well, it's supposed to be your land, and then Jesus will come back and kill most of you, but that's okay because I get to go to heaven. So they like you because you're going to die. Unbelievable. And probably the most important point, he's making me bring up historical facts here. I don't want to do this, but I'll do it. The Catholic Church supported Hitler! Hitler! But he acts like, well, it's clearly the liberals who hate the Jews, whereas the Christian history with the Jews is fucking wonderful. Oh my God. In fact, 95.5% of Nazi Germany was Christian. 40% of Nazi Germany was Catholic. So tell me again the relationship with liberals and Jews. Explain that to me. And also understand something. The reason why liberals oftentimes defend Muslims and defend minority groups in general is because oftentimes there's evidence that suggests that, oh, well, these certain groups are unfairly targeted. So with Muslims, for example, it has to do with the NSA. The NSA admits to looking at moderate Muslims as if they're terrorists. And they say, look, they're moderate, but we just monitor them like they're terrorists. And the leader of CARE, for example, is in that group, among others. Glenn Greenwald in The Intercept had a great piece on this. How about the fact that hate crimes against Muslims shot through the roof post 9/11 and it remains fairly high? I mean, how about the fact that there are elected politicians in the Midwest who openly talk about how there is no such thing as a moderate Muslim. The moderates are the terrorists. Well, this breeds hatred against Muslims, and this you're creating a situation where it's fertile ground for them to be a persecuted minority. Oklahoma, for example, they try to ban Sharia law all the time. Meanwhile, it's already banned under the First Amendment and the Establishment Clause. But they do it, why? Just specifically to do a big fuck you to Muslims. So when liberals defend Muslims, that's usually the reason why. And also, it's because, people talk about, Muslim terrorism and violence. But in the United States of America, 56% of the terrorist attacks are right-wing terrorist attacks. There's a Department of Homeland Security study from 2009 that says that. So it's this mindset that all the Muslims are terrorists, but they're not all terrorists. So there's a reason why liberals, sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes liberals over-defend Muslims to the point where they defend the doctrine of Islam, which I think is totally wrong because it's just as stupid and inaccurate as every other religion. But this is why liberals step up and defend Muslims. But in terms of defending Muslims, it stems from this idea that you have to defend people who are being unfairly persecuted. You know who also falls into that group oftentimes? Jews! So liberals are often defending Jews. The only time where we disagree with the state of Israel is when the right-wing government goes and kills random Palestinians. 85% civilian death rate in this last incursion, thousands of people dead. Okay, that we say, stop, okay, don't do that, but that doesn't mean we hate Jews. On the contrary, and again, the evidence shows, the history of hatred of Jews pretty fucking strong with Christians, really not strong with liberals.